Hello everybody and welcome back to another brand new video. This week we're sort of out here in the outside world discussing stuff that you would use in an in-game world, also known as controllers. Yes, I know you use those outside of video games, but some characters in games use them too. That was a terrible way of explaining that. So recently I made a video on this thing, the Xbox Series X and S controller, and in that I said this. And we'll go ahead and put the old controller in the background as well, because we're going to come back to this probably in about a week or so after this video is uploaded. Yeah, it's ever so slightly been a little more than a week, but here we are. We're taking a look at the 1S versus the Series controllers, and well, which one should you get? So before we jump into the super fancy one, you get your 1S. This is usually what you get with it. It's essentially the exact same configuration as what you get with the normal Xbox, and I believe the Xbox One X, Scorpio, whatever it's called. It's got like many different names. It is very simple. You've got these at the top, which don't really have any feeling to them. They are just that sort of type of plastic where you put your finger on it and it can just go off the side. As for the thumbsticks, they feel pretty good, and the buttons, well, they're pretty good as well. And the back is also actually quite smooth. This does not come with the controller. This is a third-party add-on that I've got just to save some battery life. But the back of this is all very, very smooth. There's no sort of grip to it, but it is at the same time pretty good for hours of gaming sessions. And then we move on to this thing, the Series X controller, and arguably a much better sort of upgrade. The Series X controller price will be right here, where the Xbox One S price will be right here. So one of the cool things I have with this particular controller, I believe it's something like Sonic Blue, but on this, the X, Y, A and B buttons are color-coded to the controller itself, but you still have these dots here, so you know instinctively which ones are which. But as well on the other controller, you can see over here, these have all the colors, as well this one has one color, and the other four are sort of in the middle, corresponding to which button's which. Speaking of buttons, arguably the best and worst addition, because I keep catching it in video games, is this one right here, the share button. You're in game, you want to take a screenshot? You press the button. You don't have to go out to the guide menu and take a screenshot that way anymore. You can just press a button in the middle and it does it all for you. Again, on the back, this thing also has the battery life extender rechargeable thingy, but at the back, I really do like what they've done with this. I don't know if you can quite see it on camera. Ah, yeah, there you go. But this is all textured, so it holds a very sort of nice firm grip on the inside here. This is still the same material as this. There's not really too much difference, apart from this one has a sort of semi-gloss finish, as well this one is completely matte. Thumbsticks as well usually feel just exactly the same, but the one thing that I have improved is the new dynamic D-pad. I think that's what it's called anyway. I really hope that's what it's called. On the old controller, it is this. It's just up, down, left, right, all the usual that you see on pretty much any other controller in existence. But on this one, we see over here is more like a circular motion, where you can go off in this way, this way, this way, this way. And it does just feel a lot nicer. For example, I mean, just have a listen. That feels honestly a lot nicer, and I can sort of just move it and drag it one side to one side instead of having to go that one to that one, that one to that one. And also, the fact that these are raised as well means that the thumb or finger or whatever you use to put onto the edge of here to control it does feel a lot nicer, and it sits there so much nicer too. Hi, editing me here. Just a little note, these things over here are a headphone jack and also an area you can charge it just by putting it on a dock. But this is 3.5, it's actually pretty good. Okay, back to your video. As for the back buttons of both of the controllers, if you see over here on the 1S, you'll see they're all very nice and silky smooth as mentioned earlier. But if you take a look over at the Series controller, you can see they're a bit more matte, and also it stops your finger from moving off of here too quickly, and there's a little bit of a grip on the edge of here too. And speaking of grips, there are actually grips on the controller which do feel a lot nicer, as well over on the 1S controller, you just don't have that at all. It's all, again, that silky smooth kind of plastic. Also, saying that, they are both literally plastic controllers. But which one would you pick? Because I know exactly what I go for, and I'd heavily recommend going for the Series X controller. It might seem a little pricey at first, but honestly, for how it works and how it feels playing this, it is definitely worth a little bit more. Other than that, these two controllers are practically the same, if additions with just a couple of grips and two little button differences. But I would still definitely go for this one over this one, just because it feels a little nicer to use and to play games with. So with the Series X controller being our winner for me, let me know what you would pick in the comments, but if you want a recommendation, definitely go for one of these. So yeah, thank you very much for watching, and I'm going to go ahead and see you all in the next video. And also, if you're intrigued, the previous video might be of interest to you, is just here, and if you want to subscribe to my channel, you can do that just here. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one. Tech out. Bye! Well, that's that video done. Now to get myself a Series X console. Anybody got a spare?